Good morning, good afternoon and good evening to you all, wherever you are in the world. Oop. My name is Nick Ferrand and these are my Italian one-take property tours. Right, this week you're going to need pen, paper, drinks and nibbles. Behind me is the old school, which has been converted into 5 houses. We are in the Tuscany Valley. Cortona is 30-40 minutes maximum that way. Florence is an hour and a half. Perugia is an hour. The airport is an hour. We are surrounded by beautiful countryside. My feet are in Tuscany and I am looking at Umbria. And today's tour, I will tell you, is for somebody who really wants to come and maybe set up a small boutique hotel or a fabulous B&B. This is not running as either at this moment in time. And when I tell you the price at the end of the video, you are going to think to yourself, yes, I can make that work. Are you ready? Let's go. Well, the first thing I'm going to show you is just the surrounding location as we pull closer to the old school. And I'm just going to come into this beautiful original square with a wonderful church at the end. And I just think that is fantastic. Now, this house does have a small garden at the back and it does have a above ground swimming pool, which needs a little bit of work done to it. The owner of this house purchased the property 15 years ago. And one thing about having a boutique hotel or a bed and breakfast in Italy is that you've got all this free parking and a beautiful vista of the Umbrian countryside, literally right outside your door. I think that's just jolly good. Now, the road leads down to 2 or 3 very nice restaurants, which are all within, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes away. Now, we might get a bit of flair as I do the 360 Giro, but we are now going to pop inside the house. The house was built at, well, I would say the midway through the 19th century, so mid 1800s, and it's been built in stone and brick. And what I find quite interesting about old school buildings is that invariably they have really lovely proportioned rooms. Now, it does need a bit of tidying and we will get to that when we get inside, but as we pop through the door and the camera adjusts, I am going to go into the first apartment, and this is a studio apartment and I just think it is jolly nice. Here you are. I don't know what you want to call it. Oh, church bells as well. Perfect timing. Look at that as your place to stay in Tuscany. Lovely high ceilings, a wonderful large room, streaming west-facing sunlight coming through, terracotta flooring, lovely original beams. And I don't know whether this would have been the principal room for the children, but there are other rooms in the house. Jolly nice colours, aren't they? Really. Now, this property can be purchased with all the furniture, or the majority of the furniture that you can see. And I think with a bit of work, now look, I'm going to show you about a bit of work. It needs a bit of tidying. If I just pull up over here, it's got central heating system in all, an independent central heating system in all apartments, but you will need to have a glass of wine and get your paintbrush out on a Sunday afternoon and just paint again where a little bit of plaster or a little bit of plastering and just tidy that up. But fundamentally, it is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Got some really nice pieces of furniture as well. Just pull the camera around. Oh, what a beautiful room this is. a very nice modern fireplace and some very nice abstract art throughout the entire building. Now, let's just go and have a look at the bathroom. You've got modern lights. I can see that basically that it's all been a new wiring system, and I can tell that from the taps, or what are they called? I just forgot. I've forgotten the name of them. Actually, switches. That's the one. Now, the colours of the bathrooms are all dark, and I just don't know whether I can. Can it? No, I can't. Look, oh, I can get a bit of light in here. I didn't open that one, but this is painted in navy blue, and it's actually really very funky. You could potentially change that. So you've got a separate place for, I'm sorry I didn't open that window. You've got a separate place for your bidet and shower. Yeah, I just think you really need to come along, and I do like dark bathrooms actually. I just think there's something really nice about them, as long as the lighting is all right. The lighting doesn't seem to be working today. Yeah. I'm sorry, we will find another bathroom with the lights on. Now that is a very nice room. I don't know what you want to say about it, but I actually think that this is a jolly nice room. So this is your open studio bed and breakfast suite number 1. I can see it's got a central heating system thermostat, which is on the wall. I'm just going to see coming into the left hand of the frame right now. And we are going to again pop across into the staircase and then pop into apartment number 2. Very nice, subtle or changing contrasted colours which they've used throughout the apartments. And again, we're going into apartment number 2. And again, you've got a very similar, very modern stainless steel fireplace. And I think basically in the winter, that would be wonderful to come in here and actually have an open fire. I haven't opened all the windows, but you walk in immediately to your living room, and as we walk down through into the hallway, you will see basically the bathroom, which is in front of you. Really nice big shower. And see if I can get into there straight away. There is a little light, and yeah, I think it's quite fun, isn't it? It really is. If you wanted a lighter colour, then maybe you could paint it. I just think that's just jolly nice and modern. And then just to the right of that, there's another door and a really lovely big bedroom. Let's just pop in there. You're going to get a little bit of flare from the windows. The camera will adjust just a little bit. Yeah, you've got a lovely room. And if I pull the camera up, you've got the original terracotta ceiling tiles and some very nice beams. Now, I've looked around at the roof, and I personally think at one point there would have been a new roof put on the house. So fundamentally, a lot of the work has already been done. Now that's hand painted as well. Isn't that nice? I'm just going to step back into the corner so you can actually get an idea of the size of this room. Oh, I can see an air conditioning unit, which is above. Yeah, I wish they painted that as well. You know me. I really don't like those white plastic units. I think we shot a video in Cortona, and you know, they were like a sore thumb. It really just needed something doing to it. And then when another video, I went to Coma and they had painted them and they just looked jolly nice. Right, so that is your bed and breakfast suite number 2. terracotta flooring, but I actually think that this is new, and I'm going to show you that right now. But it's fine. You know, no one's going to go, ooh, that's awful. Absolutely not. In fact, to be honest with you, it's probably much easier to maintain, and nice tiles. All the windows are double glazed, and for an Italian house, and a number of you have mentioned this on my videos, that, you know, a lot of these houses, especially in the countryside, have very small windows. And that is true, because basically you wanted to keep the heat in the winter, and you wanted to keep the heat out in the summer. It's got a very nice feel about it, actually. Yeah, so we're going to come back into the hallway, and then I think, what are we going to do, Nick? I think I'm going to go up and show you the other two apartments. So I'm just one step there, and I'm going to show you this steel banister. Now, as I mentioned, it is not running as a bed and breakfast or a boutique hotel at this moment in time. So if you wanted to do that, you will need to make a planning application to the local comune. But I will tell you that it's quite an easy thing to do if you're planning to just do a casa in affitto, which is like a room to rent, or bed and breakfast. And there are a couple of regulations that one has to abide by, but apart from that, it is absolutely fine. Now I'm just going to pull down here because I don't want to give you the full view of that piece of art, because although this is an adult channel, I think it might scare a couple of you. Right, so apartment number 3, and what you have here is again a very similar style. Nice matching colours. I mean, they are nice. I mean, you might hate them, but I think that's just a lot of fun myself. You know, you want something nice and bright on holiday. And if I come up and I show you the ceiling, you will hopefully agree with me that basically that looks like that it's a new roof. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I would go along to tell you that that basically is a new roof at some stage. And, you know, I'm sorry that I didn't open the window on the ground floor on the second apartment that we saw, but I have opened this one. And all you can see out that window are some lovely fern trees. And I'm going to open that. It might be a little bit windy because it's a bit blowy today. Push the camera out. Oh. And you've just got a view of the countryside. Yeah, jolly nice. There's a couple of trees which I think need a bit of surgery doing to them. They don't look very healthy. So you might want to actually just prune those and try to bring back some life. Just close those doors, or windows, I should say. Right, now, this bathroom is red. Yeah, and it's been painted with a special paint to make it waterproof. And it's a very similar style to the one downstairs. The other one had a shower at the back, and this has a shower at the front. But I can see basically a heated towel well and a toilet, a bidet, shower and sink, and a independent gas boiler. Each of these apartments are totally self-sufficient with their own heating, which will be absolutely fantastic for you to monitor the expense of what people use. Now, coming into this particular bedroom, again, matching with the colours as well. And I just think that's just jolly nice. Yeah, it is jolly nice. Nice double bed. Outside we actually heard a little bit of the traffic, or country traffic I should say, going by, but in this room with the double glazing you really can't hear anything. You've got these 3 steel supports which are above, and you know, it's just part of the fabric of the building. Maybe there was another room there, maybe there was some storage, maybe this was an office at one point. You just don't know, do you? You really don't. Air conditioning in this room. Again, new tiles, and again, I don't mind them. I think they're just jolly nice. And an awful lot of money has been spent here. That is for sure. Yeah, it's basically, I have absolutely no problem with these rooms being rented out at all. It's got each of the apartments, and I'm saying that quite liberally because I haven't checked everywhere but on this one, but each of the apartments, we've just gone by a independent lighting fuse box. I do want to show you this in this corner. Oh, a lovely feeling of space there. I suppose if you wanted to, you could potentially turn this into one wonderfully big house. When we get downstairs into the ground floor and I take you outside, there are a couple of things where I want to show you, but I think it's actually important that I can show you those taps which are in the corner. Now, just for your knowledge, when you see yellow conduit coming out of the wall, you know that's a gas pipe. And there you have the exit valve, and then you've got hot and cold running water. So in a very short period of time, I expect one could have a sink, there's an electrical plug below, and you know, a small kitchenette. Wonderful, isn't it? Absolutely wonderful. Right, let's get along. So we've done 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to pop into apartment number 4. If you, at the end of this video, you would recommend where you would like to stay, just please put it in the comments below. Okay, so apartment 4. And this has a really lovely living room. Look how big that is. And a jolly nice window. Yeah, I wonder if I could find basically a similar thing to the plugs and sockets as we go through. If I see them, I will point them out to you. Right. Oh, so we've moved from navy blue to London bus red to green. Yeah, can you see in the distance there, if I just lift up the camera, you can see that there is another boiler. And as I mentioned, each room has their own independent boiler and central heating system. Shower, no bath, which I've seen so far, bidet, toilet, and a very nice sink with some stainless steel taps. Oh, right. Okay. Thermostat, which is good. Going to get a little bit of flare. I'm just going to get in and then pull around. And again, this is almost like a mirror image of the other apartment. It's very interesting. And it has the steel beam. So again, I don't actually know the history of those. They were obviously put in at one point. I don't think it matters. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could potentially box that in and have storage above, but you know, how does one get there? Really? With a ladder? Well, I suppose so. No, probably not. I just absolutely like it just the way it is. Yeah, I like the doors. They're modern. They've got locks on. They've got new door furniture in them. Right, a lot of money. Now let's get downstairs, and I am probably going to just cut, and I will come back as we step down onto the ground floor level. Right, I'm just walking down onto the ground floor, and here basically immediately I will tell you that there is a bit of damp which needs rectifying, and you will need to have a look at that. But nowadays there's absolutely fantastic plaster, breathable plaster that you can get. So that is, although that one would say, or you would look at it and go, oh, that's awful. But to be honest with you, it's not. It's like a, you know, probably the whole of this floor, this level would be no more than a week's work for a couple of people. And then you come into this wonderful, absolutely wonderful, big barrel vaulted kitchen with a central aisle and some very nice old wooden furniture and knickknacks and bits and pieces. And I just think that this is where, this would be where that you would, you would cook and prepare your food for your guests, and maybe have basically your bed and breakfast and joint area in the morning. And I think that's great. They've got, this is quite an expensive kitchen. If I pull down here. Yeah, it's got soft pads, soft pad closing. Lovely big marble top. I can see a dishwasher and a washing machine. It doesn't have the doors on, but they could quite easily have doors on as well. You've got a very nice industrial extractor fan, which I'm going to show you now. Let's get up and show you that. Yeah, I think this is a great chef's place. I would be very happy cooking here. Again, a similar stainless steel fireplace and a jolly nice oil painting, which looks like it needs to see a little bit of restoration. Lovely big steel doors leading out into a courtyard at the back. But I'm just going to show you now again another bathroom which is down here, and I wonder whether I can turn the light on. Oh, yes. Oh, this one looks orange. That's quite exciting. And then what have we got in here? Let's just put our head around the corner. Right, okay, so there's no shower. There's really just a powder room. And there's a toilet at the bottom, just behind that door. Right, I'm just going to pull the camera, swing the camera around, so bear with me. And we are basically at the back. We are on ground level, but on the front, you can see that they have these really nice windows. And I just think that's a lot of fun. The front of the house is facing due south. And now I'm going to come back into the staircase, and we are going to walk along the corridor and then into the private quarters. I can just see an air conditioning unit as well. Right. I don't know why you need air conditioning down here. Actually, it's lovely and cool. Open stone at the back, and that's lovely. Lovely big arch. Beautiful beams. They're just gorgeous. Oop. Right, where are we going now, Nick? We're going to go into the bedroom and bathroom. It's got a good feeling of space, I will tell you that right now. It does feel each room is large with high ceilings. And the furniture is quite nice as well. Oh, jolly nice, actually. Now we're going to go into which I think is a bathroom, but I am going to show you what is the damp down below, because we are below ground at this part of the house. I'm going to put my hand on it because I want to feel it. Yeah, there's a little bit of salt on there. Yeah, it's not wet. It's fine. As I mentioned to you, there is a good possibility that you will be able to actually take all that off and then add a breathable plaster. And have I said, saved the best bathroom to last, because basically this is all black. What an interesting find. Really is, just really interesting. I mean, it would make a whopper of a house. It really would. But I actually quite like the idea of having something quite romantic. Yeah. Now there's an old gas tank outside, and that has to be taken away. So yes, it does need some TLC. And we are going to go out from these beautiful, beautiful doors. It's almost like a work of art, isn't it? You just see it from a distance. And then we come out to basically a wonderful terrace. Absolutely gorgeous. Not a huge amount of land, but you're tucked away from the main road. Where the camera is pointing now is almost due west. And you've got this really just lovely streams of sunshine coming through the trees. I can see a buried gas tank, and then in the distance they have a above ground swimming pool and a changing room, but unfortunately the pool has fallen into a little bit of disrepair, so that needs to be recommissioned. Let's get inside and I will give you a little bit more information. Just going to show you the back of the house as well, so you get a view of that before we do that. Yeah, it's a beautiful building, isn't it? Really is fantastic. Oof. Well, there you have it. I really do like old school buildings. I don't know about you, there's just something, so it's something happy about them inside. And I love the fact that it has really high ceilings, and I love all this painted walls. And I like they have spent a lot of money here to get to this stage, and it really just needs somebody to come in and tidy it all up. It won't take long, I tell you. Right, property tax. Property tax for this is about 700 to 1,000 euros a year. And yes, you did hear me right. And the rubbish tax is 350 euros a year. You've got masses of free parking outside. You've got 3 or 4 beautiful restaurants, which are just 5 or 10 minutes away. This building is approximately 600 square meters. Now that's a lot of square meters. And I just think if somebody wanted or had an idea of doing something in Italy and they wanted to find space where immediately, again, it needs some TLC, but the rooms are beautiful, aren't they? They just really are. I just think it's great. If you want further information about this, please send me an email at info@abodeitaly.com. And the price. The price for this that you can buy today is €450,000, and even that might be negotiable. Now, I think that's a lot of space for little money. What do you think? Comments below. I would like to give a big shout out to a very young man called Eric. Eric, I don't know where you live in America, but you and your grandma are watching all my videos. So for you, thank you. And thank you to everybody else who has subscribed to this channel. Oh, I'm tongue-tied today. We are almost there. We are there at that magic number. And really, it's been a long journey, but I have enjoyed every minute, and I hope you have as well. If you have not subscribed to this channel, could you please just help me get over that line and push those buttons? Hopefully next week we will be over 100,000. Until then, I'll see you very soon. Take care. Ciao.